Hi, my name is Kelly Yoakum, and this is my thoughts about the play, The Good Kids. What was memorable about the play? The entire theme of the play, to me, was memorable. That Chloe, who was drunk at a party, was taken advantage of by the entire football team, or most of the football team, and people stood by and watched and videotaped this on their smartphones and sent it up to YouTube, and nobody stopped it. That kids in school also, after it was all over with, after watching the video, questioned whether she was actually raped. Did she ask for it because of the way she was dressed, or because she drank too much and she passed out? Three themes of the play. The first one, I feel, was the stereotyping, social hierarchy, stereotyping that this is the norm for jocks to do, that it happens all the time, that also that of the mean girls throughout the school, once they saw the video, they start calling her a slut. And her friend Daphne, said she wasn't a slut, that it wasn't her fault. The second theme would be social media, and how social media has taken over our lives. That these kids stood there and videotaped this and produced it over YouTube, and they thought that that was okay, and that because of smartphones, social media is at our fingertips. The third thing is, I would say, the judgment. How it was Chloe's fault that she was raped. That what could she have done differently? What could she have worn differently? What would happen if she had not gotten drunk? And did she really ask for it? Good Kids versus Intimate Apparel. You're talking about two different social errors. In Intimate Apparel, you're talking early 1900s, and where rape occurred, it wasn't broadcasted. You didn't tell anybody. People were not brought to prosecution because it was taboo to say anything. Where in Good Kids, you had the social media. Everybody knew about it, and it was across the internet. It was back in the Intimate Apparel, people respected other people's relationships, or there were boundaries, just like when Esther and had feelings for the Jewish man. It was not taken any further because of his religion and that she was black. And Good Kids, they didn't care. It was the football team against Chloe. Then in Intimate Apparel, you have where hierarchy, as far as people's social hierarchy, where you had, the poor people, and then you had your rich people. And the Good Kids, the hierarchy was, the jocks are number one. They've done no wrong. And Chloe was just the slut. When I think of this play, I think of reinforcement. Reinforce your teens not to put themselves into precarious situations. Teach your men to be men. Teach your boys how to treat a woman, that they're not property, that this is not okay, that date rape or rape when a person is unconscious is, not okay. And if they're unable to say no, that is inferred, that no is there. It also reinforces that jocks are the untouchable kids, the good kids. They do no wrong. My two questions to you is, do you think the incident would have been so school-wide had it not been videotaped on a smartphone? And two, how often do jocks get away with things at school just because they are the jocks? Thanks. I hope you enjoyed.